That's what you did. Welcome to another episode. Oh my goodness. Welcome to another episode of Becoming with Char. I have hired a guest. I have a co-host now. I didn't hire a guest. I have a co-host, and his name is Kelvin Oglesby, whom I happen to be married to for 20. How long was it?
Happily married.
Oh Lord, happy. He said happily married. Happily married for how long, Kevin? How long we been happily married?
Since 85. Y'all counting.
Said for 28 years, right? Is it 28 years September, or is it already 28 years?
28 years.
Yeah, it's 28 years. All right. Well, welcome to my new name, Becoming with Char. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about let me tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what I see now. You know, becoming with Char, I had to really reach back and say, who are you becoming, Char? Char's visionary path was good for the season of my journey, but everything became larger. My vision became larger. What I felt like I was going through, I had to reach back and ask myself, Charlynn, who are you becoming in the midst of all this? Are you becoming the person you used to be, or are you becoming something better? So I wanted to build a community. This isn't just a podcast for me. This is a community that I'm building with women specifically, but also men who are in their healing journey. And so you have to become I don't know. You just have to figure out who you're becoming. And I think that while I was gone and I was healing privately or going through some things privately, I had to figure out who I was becoming. And so I'm glad to have you here as a co-host. I'm so happy to have you here. I hired you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You don't get paid, but you hired. Okay. I just want you to know.
Figure that part out.
But what I want to talk about today, because we see so much of gun violence.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked privately about this gun violence, and I think it's weighed very heavy on you about gun violence and what you're seeing and how people feel like instead of fighting, we're not promoting fighting at all, but instead of them just doing that, and the best man, back in the day, what was the best man hit my hand, or the baddest man hit my hand, and then it would be that, and then everybody go on about their way. But now is no, you can't take that whatever you got and then and just go home. Now you're going home, or you're going to your vehicle and you're picking up a gun and you're going to kill. And you see a lot of younger people, younger generations, they're doing this. They're getting into gangs, and they're killing, they're shooting, and all of this. And so I want to go back. I know you are a changed man now, but what I want to do is I want to go back to the place that you weren't. And you spent how many months?
168 months.
168 months in prison. It was not school. It was prison.
Or college.
It was not college, Kevin. It was.
Don't say that. It was college.
Don't say, okay. You spent 168 months in prison on a gun charge.
Well.
So can we go back, take me back to 2000 and what year was that?
It was 10 or 12, I think. No,
because you got out in 2013 or 12.
It was.
So it was like 2006 or 2007, right? Somewhere up in there. Yeah. It was somewhere up in there. We're not clear on the actual year, but
I erased it.
Yeah, but some things you can't erase.
Yeah,
and so let's take me back to that moment that you, what led up to that moment?
Well, then, you felt like you had to prove a point by, setting a tone with a gun. You feel like, this gonna make me tougher, better, bigger, which it don't. Mm-hmm. You just show you how stupid you is. Mm-hmm. Make you no bigger or no better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because at the end, both parties gonna be gone. Both lives is lost.
But I want to go back to you. I want to, we're talking you're talking in
Okay,
general. I want to go back to you. What led you to put you in a place, to
Well,
put you in a mindset, to put you in a mindset to have to pick up a gun and shoot someone? What led you there?
Well, my temple. I couldn't control my temple. And once the temple light come on, it's on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't control my temple. And once I got in the altercation, you know, I felt like, okay, you know, y'all want to play with the guns? Let's play with the guns. You know, and I went there.
So it was like you all had guns on each other?
Yeah, they had a gun first, and then, you know, it led to me receiving my gun.
Yeah.
Well, when I got my gun, I pulled the trigger.
So they were playing, but you shot.
Yeah, I was for real.
And do you remember how many bullets you actually shot? About how many?
Oh, I shot. Man, I don't know. I just kept shooting.
You put out rounds.
Yeah.
That could have not only shot the person that you shot,
took a lot of lives.
but you could have taken a lot of lives because this was at a store, right? Yeah. Am I right by saying that? I can't remember.
It was at a store, but and to be honest with you, and to be, you know, which it ain't had to lead to that.
Right.
You know, because you could have handled it a different way. You know.
Were you even fighting a fight? Let me ask you this. Were you even fighting a fight for you, or were you fighting a fight for somebody else?
I don't forget how it was, to be honest. I can't remember. But I know once they flashed the gun, and then I said, okay, y'all, this is where we'll go. You know, and then, you know, and once my temper got there, you know, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever consequences it is.
You'll deal with it. So that's how you felt about it.
Yeah.
And so your consequences happened to be 13 years, basically. It was 100 and whatever months it was.
Years.
Yeah, about 14 years that you were taken away from your family, your children, your mom.
Everything. You lose everything. You know?
Yeah.
Your mom got to send you money. Your wife got your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Got to send you money. You lose everything behind a split second.
So why do you think, looking at what you see now, the generation that you see now and people now, and it's not just younger generations, I'm seeing people that are in their 30s.
It's not so young.
Yeah, it's 30s and 40s and you know, they're reverting back to these guns and taking people's lives. Innocent people are losing lives, as a matter of fact.
But it go back to what I said. I mean, the temper of that person, he feel like he got to prove a point. By him feeling like he got to prove a point, this is what he gonna lead. This make him big and bad and tougher. Yeah,
and that's how I feel. It's not, to me, it's not the temper of the person. I feel like they have to prove a point to someone. They have that, I'm the baddest man and I'm gonna let you see I'm the baddest person. That's not just for men. I see women doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's sad and it's so heartbreaking to see, because so many innocent lives of innocent children. Like, I think I was looking at the news, and I barely look at the news now because there's so much negativity, and on social media is so much negativity, but children are laying in their beds and people are going by their houses in retaliation to whatever altercation they've had with a family member, and those children are losing their lives.
Innocent lives being shot because once you shoot them assault rifles into a house or car, whoever in that vehicle, you know, pretty much ain't gonna come out alive.
Yeah.
You shooting them kind of rounds, them kind of heavy rounds into a vehicle, a home, a window, whatever, doors. You know, a life gonna be took.
Yeah.
And what I feel like today, I mean, the black market gonna have the guns out there. You gonna get the guns. A 13-year-old can go get any kind of weapon he wants.
They getting them off the street.
Black market, you know, until they make a tougher law for, you know, you got to go to school for this, to be able to own or purchase this, you got to have some kind of training behind this. That's the only way you're gonna eliminate a lot of it. The stricken that, toughen that law of purchasing the gun. Cause the black market, they're gonna be out there.
Yeah. I don't even know that will restrict anything. I don't know that will stop them from getting, because just like you said, they're out there, and people are older adults are giving children guns, and these children are joining gangs, and they're being initiated by going to rob people and kill people and all of these things that it's to me, it's just a lost generation that and again, I'm watching mothers. I'm looking at mothers on social media, and they're they're crying, they're going through all of this heartache and pain because they've lost their child. They've lost sometimes innocent children. They've lost innocent children because of these guns, and that's all we see is gun. What do you think brought us here? Do you think it's the politicians are not being as tough on their what you did say about the laws and about that?
It's gonna change.
Yeah.
The strict laws, that's the only way it's gonna change. And then a lot of it is you can parent a child all you want to. You can give him the world, but that don't mean he gonna go straight down the path you give him.
Yeah.
I was given everything I ever wanted.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a dark night. I was raised with a silver spoon, gold spoon, and diamond spoon, or whatever you want to call them, but that ain't, I didn't choose the path that mom and dad laid out for me.
Yeah.
I strayed to the left.
Yeah.
Instead of, following with the path. And, that don't make you no tough guy by having a gun.
Yeah.
That don't make you tough. That don't make you no bad,
But while you were in prison though,
college.
That is not no college. But while you were in college, if that's what make you happy, while you were in college, who do you feel like, or did you work on becoming someone better?
Yeah, I took a lot of anger management classes. To try to deal with anger. So if you got to get that under control, number one, anger. And you got to have respect for yourself. Or a small altercation can lead into a big altercation.
Right.
Which you can handle the altercation in a different way. It don't got to turn to violence.
Yeah, you can disagree.
Somebody can be a bigger man or whatever you want to call it, lesser man or whatever. It don't make you no smaller, no bigger.
Right.
To walk away. You got that.
Yeah.
Now, if you just pushed in a corner where you gotta retaliate or you gotta do this, then that's what it leads to. But
you don't have to lead. I don't feel like you have to.
You can avoid all of it.
Right.
It can be avoided. I'm telling you, it don't gotta resort to a gun. You don't gotta have no gun violence. The gun violence can be really controlled.
So you think the anger management helped you out quite a bit with being able to go back into society and to be able to do, because I can see the difference with you when it came to that. Some things that I know for a fact you would have handled different, you handle them differently now. Like your composure is a lot different now. Your tolerance is a lot different. That's not to say that when it's time to step up, you won't step up, because you will, but I see the difference in what used to be and what is now.
Oh yeah.
So you became something.
It's a night and day.
Yeah.
And then you constantly you got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you talk to good people. I got a lot of good friends. They speak highly of me. We communicate a lot. And so it kind of keep me on a path that where I don't have this temperament.
Yeah.
You don't have to be angry all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And that does make a difference. I always say that it makes a difference with who you have in your circle.
That's true.
That makes a difference, and people don't understand that. You have to be very mindful about who you have around you, because they can either be a liability or an asset. And you got to know when you're trying to grow and when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to become a better person, you have to have the right type of people around you to encourage you and to put into you what you need to get to that next. I'm very, very big on that. I'm very careful about who I have around me, and I've always been like that.
Well, you always preach that to me too.
Yeah.
So you always, you know what I'm saying? I might be doing something that you disagree with, and you will pull me off whenever come to leave or whoever I'm talking to. You were like,
Yeah.
you don't need to, that ain't, so and so, but
Yeah.
and I respect you. I mean, I say you're right. I come back and say, well, you right.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that. I'm big on that because I feel like the generation, what's going on now with all of this gun violence and all of this is a lot to do with the circle that the people are choosing to be around, and they want to be a part of, and they feel like they have to do this and that to be a part of. And I just feel like a lot of innocent lives, again, I keep going back to that, but a lot of innocent lives are being lost because of that. So since you've been home, when it comes to the guns, because I'm really sticking on the guns, because you see, again, a lot of little babies, and it's terrible. They're losing their lives. But since you've been home, have you, and I'll put you on the spot, have you used what you've gone through, your experience that you've gone through, have you used that platform to help anyone else?
Oh yeah, I
mentor?
Yeah. I tell them all the time, a lot of younger guys that, be around me, you don't got to turn to guns. You don't got to have that. You can go anywhere in the world without a gun, and I tell them, you know what I mean? If you got to have a gun, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're not over there in Iraq or Iran fighting a war, you don't need no gun.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere in the world without a gun.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, my brother Ramon tell me the same thing. He's like, man, if you got to take a gun with you, that's a bad start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You starting off wrong.
You're putting yourself in a bad position
you put
already.
yourself in a bad position from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's going to lead you back to what I said. Think you tough, big, or better, or you got this gun on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
Prove a point.
And the reason why I ask you that, because so many people, they go through things, they go through things and they're ashamed of their story.
Oh, no.
Or they don't try to help anybody else.
I understand, man. And just like the anger management classes I took while I was in college, you got to have that, because I use that today.
Excuse me.
Cause sometimes, you might say something about to blow, I'm about to snap.
Yeah.
I just, no, this is what I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's important.
Cause you gotta always try to control your anger.
Yeah.
If you can control your anger, you can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm big on that. And I'm big on that too. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I just wanted to, really touch on that today, because that's been something that you and I have been talking about privately, about the gun violence and what we're seeing now in today's world.
That's right.
And losing all of these children and all of these young men trying to be a part of. And I just felt like it was important that you tell your story.
I'm glad you brought me on here for that.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody, excuse me, I don't think that anybody should be ashamed of their story. And sometimes you got to tell the story either when you're in it, or you got to tell it when you're out of it. You don't have to tell all of your story, but I think it's extremely, extremely important to be able to tell some of your story to help somebody else. And so hopefully,
I hope I can reach somebody young or old.
Yeah.
Because the gun ain't the answer.
Right.
The gun ain't the answer.
It's not the answer. That's right.
It's not the answer.
The gun is not the answer. You got to know how to put those guns down, because again, a lot of children are losing their lives. Innocent people are losing their lives. Innocent people, and mothers and fathers are having to bury their children.
They're suffering from behind it.
And they're suffering. And it's so sad. So if you had to, again, before we end this, if you had to tell that person that's about to pick up that gun, and they're going to fight this battle, if you had to tell them something, what would it do to make them change their mindset?
I would just address them as, I'll make them weigh the situation out.
Yeah.
Just think about the whole situation.
Yeah. The entire picture.
Yeah, the entire picture. Now, do you feel like you really need this to do anything?
Yeah.
Why you can't just go back and talk about it?
Yeah.
You don't gotta have no gun. Just be a man.
Yeah.
Cause you got the gun. Just be a man and say, okay, let's talk. We can work this out better than this.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, but being careful too. People are having guns in homes. Be careful about
you got to
placing your guns.
You got to have. If you got a gun in your home, it should be secure.
Yeah.
Where a kid or baby or child cannot
will not be able to get it.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're
a little child just lost his life.
Yeah.
A couple months ago behind the same thing, playing with.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
and mothers are having to bury their children because of other people's neglect.
And I feel like, I might be wrong, but if the parent had a gun out where that child can get that gun, the parent's supposed
they need to be held responsible. You feel that way?
You're supposed to pay the price for it.
Yeah.
It don't matter. If you put that gun out and know it ain't secured and that child get that gun, that parent should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Cause the parent know better.
Or whomever, not only just the parent, but whoever that child is in the place of.
In that custody.
Yeah.
Whatever home he go to. If that gun is not secured,
they should be held responsible. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No, I forgot. No, nothing.
Oh, no.
You got to be held responsible.
Forgive me for nothing.
Yeah. I agree with that. They have to take accountability. Whatever it costs.
That's right.
You have to take accountability.
Consequence is that's what you got to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that.
If you grown, you know better.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
The main thing is just lay the guns down.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your insight. It was a good insight, a good talk for Becoming with Char. And I just thought that it was very important for us to talk about the gun violence. We've seen so much of it. So this is episode 2. You are the hired co-host that will not get paid. But thank you again for tuning in to Becoming with Char. Thank you to my co-host, Mr. Kelvin Oglesby. Please make sure you follow us, you like us, you comment, you leave a review. Please share. We are on Becoming with Char, all platforms. You can also download the audio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.